The boy everyone called stupid, until the final exam results. Hook, first 10 seconds. Teachers believed he was the worst student in the entire school. His classmates laughed at him every single day. They called him the stupid boy. But on the day the final exam results were announced, the entire school went completely silent. Story. In a small-town high school, there was a quiet boy named Michael. Michael always sat in the back corner of the classroom. He rarely spoke. He rarely raised his hand. And whenever the teacher asked a question, Michael often kept his head down. Not because he didn't care, but because he was afraid of making mistakes. Unfortunately, his silence made people assume the worst. Many students believed Michael simply wasn't smart. Some even whispered about him behind his back. And before long, he became known by a nickname that followed him everywhere. They called him the stupid boy. The classroom. One afternoon, during math class, the teacher wrote a difficult problem on the board. She looked around the classroom and asked, "Who can solve this equation?" A few students avoided eye contact. Then the teacher pointed at Michael. "Michael, come and try." The classroom immediately filled with quiet laughter. Michael slowly stood up and walked to the board. His hands trembled slightly as he held the chalk. He tried solving the problem, but halfway through, he got stuck. A few students began whispering. Then someone in the back laughed. Of course he doesn't know. He never knows anything. The classroom erupted with giggles. Michael's face turned red. The teacher sighed and said, "All right, that's enough. Sit down." Michael returned to his seat, staring at his desk. That moment hurt more than anyone realized. What nobody knew. Every day after school, while other students went home to relax, play games, or meet friends, Michael walked to a small mechanic workshop at the edge of town. The shop was old and filled with the smell of oil and metal. Michael spent hours there helping the owner fix cars. He cleaned tools, carried heavy parts, and sometimes helped change tires. By the time he finished working, it was already late evening. But his day still wasn't over. The real reason Michael's mother had been sick for a long time. She could no longer work. Medical bills kept piling up. So Michael worked at the mechanic shop to help pay for medicine and rent. Most nights, he returned home exhausted. But even then, he didn't sleep immediately. Instead, he opened his school books. While the rest of the world slept, Michael studied. Sometimes until 2 in the morning. His small room was dimly lit by a weak desk lamp. His eyes were heavy with exhaustion, but he kept studying. Because deep inside, Michael had a dream. He wanted to succeed, not for fame, not for praise, but to give his mother a better life. The bullying continued. At school, however, nothing changed. Students continued laughing at him. They mocked his quiet nature. They mocked his mistakes. One day during lunch, a group of boys sat near him and whispered loudly, "Why does he even come to school? He'll probably fail everything." Another boy laughed. "Maybe he'll become a janitor here one day." Michael heard every word, but he didn't respond. Instead, he quietly finished his lunch and walked away. Because he knew something they didn't. He knew how hard he was trying. The months passed. Weeks turned into months. Slowly, the final exams approached. Students felt nervous. Everyone began studying harder. Some stayed after school for extra lessons. Others formed study groups. Michael continued his routine: school, work at the mechanic shop, then studying late at night. Sometimes he felt like giving up. Sometimes the pressure felt overwhelming. But whenever he looked at his mother resting in the next room, he kept going. Exam day Finally, the day of the final exams arrived. Students filled the classroom with nervous energy. Some whispered formulas. Others flipped through last-minute notes. Michael sat quietly at his desk. When the exam papers were handed out, the room became silent. For the next 2 hours, the only sound was the scratching of pens. Michael focused deeply. Every late night of studying had prepared him for this moment. When the exam ended, students rushed out discussing their answers. Many were confident. Some were worried. Michael said nothing. He simply went to work at the mechanic shop, like always. The results day. 2 weeks later, the entire school gathered in the assembly hall. It was the day everyone had been waiting for. The final exam results. Students sat nervously in their seats. Teachers stood near the stage. The principal walked up to the microphone holding a sheet of paper. He began announcing top performers in different subjects. Applause filled the hall again and again. Then he paused. "And now," the principal said, "I will announce the top student in the entire school this year." Students leaned forward in anticipation. Everyone expected one of the popular, high-achieving students. The principal looked down at the paper and smiled. The highest score in the entire school. He paused again. Goes to Michael Carter. The silence. For a moment, the entire hall went completely silent. Students looked at each other in disbelief. Some thought they heard the name wrong, but the principal repeated it. Michael Carter. Michael slowly stood up from his seat. The same boy who had been mocked for years. The same boy everyone called the stupid boy. As he walked toward the stage, whispers filled the hall. That can't be right. Seriously. He's the top student? The principal shook Michael's hand proudly. Congratulations, he said. You worked very hard for this. Then something unexpected happened. The math teacher who once doubted him began clapping. Soon the entire hall joined. Applause echoed through the room. The truth comes out. Later that day, one teacher discovered Michael's situation. She learned about the mechanic shop, his sick mother, the long nights of studying. When students heard the truth, many felt ashamed. They realized the boy they had laughed at had been fighting battles they never understood. Moral of the story: never underestimate someone's potential. Everyone you meet is facing struggles you may never see. Sometimes the quietest person in the room is the strongest of them all. Before judging someone, remember this: the person you underestimate today might be the one who inspires everyone tomorrow.